Welcome to the Riot Podcast Throwback Thursday edition.
So these are the final. We have 2 days left of our fundraiser.
Today and
then
tomorrow.
On Monday, we'll return back with a normal Worst of Riot podcast.
Yeah. So in today's podcast, it comes from 2009. I have no idea what this is about. I just loved the title. Woman eats goldfish in a fight.
Nice.
I don't know. We talk about the holiday feeling is in the air, even though it's October. Well, this was 10 years ago.
We're still doing that.
I know.
We're in September.
I know.
In October. Like, we've been doing that for the last several months.
Here's another one. I have no idea what the story is, but Showbread went to Disney World.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I want to hear that.
Put it in there.
Nikki's $300 iPhone case.
I thought you were going to say $300 iPhone. I was like, was that how much they were back then?
Did you ever buy a case for $300?
No, I did not. The most I've ever spent on a case, I think, was like $65. You're looking at me.
I seem to recall an $80 case.
No, it was $80, but I got on sale.
Okay, because I remember a great moment when Eric asked me, how much do you think is too much for an iPhone case? And I was like, dude, I would never spend more than $80.
Because you do?
Yeah.
No, I wonder what that's about. Did I ever? Or I don't even remember.
I don't know. Well, listen and find out.
Okay.
Stabbing yourself to avoid getting fired. It totally works. I've done it.
Would still do it.
Swine flu and Santa, and we find the end of the internet.
Okay, so Throwback Thursday for RadioU.com. If you check out... If you check out for our fall fundraiser.
Fundraiser's starting to wear on Nikki just a little bit.
We would love to hear from you today, and then tomorrow is our last day for the fundraiser.
And remember, if you give today for Throwback Thursday, you will get registered for our Throwback Pack, which is...
it's a party pack.
Yeah, it's actually got a bunch of good stuff in it. A Super Nintendo Classic, PlayStation Classic, a bunch of old music. So, it's a good time.
You didn't see it, but he motions with his hand like, here you go. I'm throwing it to whoever wins.
There's a motion.
So today's the final day to get registered for the Throwback Thursday pack.
So RadioU.com, click on donate, and it's automatic.
Enjoy the podcast today.
Bye.
Sure, Obadiah and Nikki work for Kit Kats and coffee, but we still have actual bills to pay. Support Radio U. Fall fundraiser, 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the Riot, 8772 Radio U. So, it's been a day about warring couples. All right, we started out with a bear and another bear, a man and woman who had been living together for a short time, and the man became angry and in front of everyone killed her. Awesome
man bear, that is.
Well, yeah. She probably...
No, don't say anything.
What? You know what? You don't think she had it coming?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't.
Maybe she was. Maybe she was running her mouth all over town.
No, he didn't mean
saying
to.
all kinds of trash talk about him, and he finally was like, "You know what? That's enough." Do you think he feels bad about it? Do you think at times he goes back? He went back to his hole and he was like,
"Oh no!" He goes and starts like roaring. He thinks she's there and she's not there anymore.
Or he walks over and like one of his other friends is like, "Well, that could have gone better."
And that's why we're not at the zoo.
We don't get to handle animals at all. Here is another couple in which I think you could say, that could have gone better. You got a Houston area woman who was really upset at her former husband, her former common-law husband. You see, they've been living together for a while, and it comes down to they were arguing about some jewelry that the man had given her, but he took it back when they broke up, and she wanted the jewelry back, and he said, no, you can't have it back. And she said, okay, fine, whatever. And so apparently the two of them had bought some pets. They had some goldfish that they were sharing. And he was like, well, I want the goldfish back. And she was like, well, I want my jewelry back.
You can imagine how that one went.
Right. And so the woman decided that she'd just put an end to some of the squabbling altogether. And she fried up the goldfish and ate them.
Oh, she did? Oh, that's awful. She fried him up, really? Or did she just swallow it?
No, she ate them.
She cooked them?
It seems to me that seems to be the indication that she went
you know
and
what he should do now? Someone like him should be swallowing the jewelry.
Here's what it says here. Officers were dispatched to the woman's home, arrived to find 4 fried goldfish on a plate. The woman said she had already eaten the other 3.
Oh, that's horrible. That is so sick. That is so so terrible. What are you doing,
She likes fish.
No,
She
you
likes
don't.
fish.
There's a difference between, I'd like a nice salmon fillet or a goldfish.
That's all in how it's cooked. As I understand it, goldfish don't even taste that good. They're supposed to taste awful.
No.
So what do you-
No.
I guess then she must have just done it out of spite. I thought she was just hungry.
That's like here. No, I don't even want to say that. That's just awful.
No.
No,
You know
she
what
ate
that is?
3 of the goldfish.
It's
Just
legendary.
a goldfish.
Well, she was saving the other 4 in case he was hungry.
What a dork. Here you go.
Are you
I made dinner.
You want something? Dude, you talk about a relationship that's just
psycho.
gone
That
downhill.
is.
I mean, it's just gone downhill at that point. You used to have something beautiful, and now you have fried goldfish for 2. I guess the moral of the story is that if your girlfriend wants her jewelry back, I give it to her.
Give it back.
Or maybe you'll be having hot dogs for dinner.
You go and the fish are like, where are we going? Oh, you're cleaning the tank out. This is new.
It's a bubbly tank. There's bubbles in that tank. Oh, boy. Must be a hot tub. Oh, my gosh. You think she battered him, or you think she threw him in the fryer?
I'm sure she just threw it in the plate. Yeah.
See, I don't think she actually ate him. I think she fried him and then threw 3 of them away.
Yeah, you
for
think?
effect. Yeah.
I hope so.
But I've got to tell you this right now: the fact that she says she ate him, oh yeah.
Well, the fact that she fried him up. I mean,
it's awesome.
No, there's something going on there. You might have to see a therapist at that point.
Well, no.
I think that might. Here's a couple words. Court ordered might come into play.
I think this is a constructive use of frustration and expressing it. She's not going to have to worry about repressed feelings later, okay? Because she expressed those feelings, Nikki. She got them out. And that's good. You don't want to carry that kind of stuff around. You know what I mean?
You also don't want to carry a fish around in your stomach.
You know, she also could have just jumped on him and bit him until he died. That's what the bears did.
This is why we can't live like animals.
It's the riot.
Nikki's here to cheer you on. Michael's here to keep track of the numbers. And Obadiah's just here. Radio U Fall Fundraiser. 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the riot. Speaking of holidays that are sailing off the calendar, we're looking at you, Columbus Day. Over the weekend, did you get the feeling that, I had this holiday feeling beginning to encroach upon my senses? The feeling that any day now, I was going to get the Christmas tree out.
Oh, no. You don't understand. Last night, I couldn't go to bed.
Because you're so excited.
I was so
okay, it was not just me.
I was talking to Eric. I was like, let's just talk about Christmas, can we? No, you totally don't. That's how it was all weekend.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
So either
Thank you.
everyone's like that, or we're just really in tune with each other.
We live on some other plane of some kind, because, dude, I was totally there. We went... First off, Saturday was amazing because, of course, I sat down, I watched some football, the window was open, it was wonderful, it was all this stuff. I'm like, man, this is great, I'm having a great time, I'm loving this, whatever. And then Sunday afternoon, it was just like, it was as if I felt I looked down the calendar, and do you know how it feels when you look down the calendar and it's full of stuff you don't want to do, and it's got all this stuff and all that? I started looking down the calendar, I was like,
You're so close.
There are so many things I want to do.
I know.
There's so many things I want to do.
I was laying in bed and I started playing with my calendar. And so I started putting in, I put in Christmas Day and all this stuff. And I was like, hey, we're almost there.
I'm sorry. If that's not you, forgive Nikki and I for just this moment. But I just started thinking about, and I started seeing all these different things that I could be doing. You know what I mean? Do you feel that?
No. I started working on my Christmas list.
Did you really?
I did.
Okay. See, my thing is, Alicia's birthday is coming up, and so I have to buy her presents for her birthday and then Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to determine, what I'm going to do and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, am I going to get that for her birthday or for Christmas?
Yeah,
and
I want to hear the other one.
I started thinking about that. And dude, I know. It melts my cold heart. And all of a sudden, blood begins to flow again. And I'm like a human being.
I know.
Not some evil genius.
We all need that on a Monday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm sure there's probably plenty of crap to do between now and then that we don't want to.
And I was really looking forward to, okay, fine, get through Halloween real quick, because then it's acceptable to start, throwing in some of the Christmas stuff, and then you have the Thanksgiving and Christmas all the way then, and I can't wait.
Think about this, all right? You do Halloween, which is great for, like, stealing. Oh, the candy was for I'm sure it's for the kids. So you get the candy, and then you fast forward into, like, a couple of weeks. Dude, let me tell you what. Granted, if you're not a fan of the Ohio State University, it's not that big of a deal, but it's like November 17th or something, maybe later. You've got the Ohio State game versus Michigan. That's the season capper. That's it. And then that is 4 days before Thanksgiving. And it's like, I'm like, dude, I'm really pumped about it. I'm sorry. Like, back to the show. Get back to him, right? I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
Totally not. I couldn't go to bed because of it.
Good.
As much as I'm sure the Riot shouldn't be paid to eat food all day, I highly doubt they'll do it for free. Support great music, Riot taste tests, and the great American food industry. The Fall Fundraiser on Radio U. 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the Riot. 877-2-RADIO-U.
Hello, my baby. Hello.
Wait. Why is every band that comes in this morning trying to rag on Obi?
We heard the wedding doing it on the way here, and we
so
wanted to
you
be
want
like
to do
them.
his impression?
You wanted to be like the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me hear it.
Yeah. Come on, Brady. You know what?
Bring it on. Let's see it.
Wait a minute, everybody. Tell me, Garrett, tell me what's going on in your life. Did you ever get that lady yet?
Actually, you guys do I really sound like Bill Cosby? Because I
You
still
don't
feel
sound
Bill
like that.
Cosby again.
I am getting it, but you don't quite sound. The energy's there.
Yeah, it's a volume thing.
Oh, it's
okay,
exciting. It's
so
exciting.
How about this? Tell me what's going on with Showbread. How have you guys been doing lately?
We've been doing pretty good.
That's good. It's been a whole month since the last time I saw you.
We're saturating the Radio U market.
No, it's not wrong. I mean, like, we had a good time the last time we were here, didn't we? I think
it was probably the one day.
It was real fun.
Yeah, actually. I'm glad to hear that. Actually, I just had somebody on our Facebook page say that when they listen to us, they turn the music up and the talking down. That's what.
Oh, man, that's beat. Hey, that
That's
sounds
not
like
good.
Showbread fans. They'll come up to you and give you these, like, the most beat compliment you could possibly get. Like, hey, man, your new record, it's like the worst music you've done, but the lyrics are great, or something like that.
Have you really heard that?
Yes.
It's the backhanded ones.
Dude,
Yeah.
hey, I had somebody come up to me the other day, and they were like, man, Obadiah, you look a lot better on TV than you do in person. I was like, well, what a nice thing to say.
What
I
is
was
that
about to say
supposed
that myself.
mean? Yeah.
You know what? Look at it this way. Backhanded compliments are the best because that way they keep you humble. It's like, hey, you're pretty good, but don't forget about sucking.
No, I just want to talk. When I get them from now on, I'm just going to start asking right away, like before they can even finish it. What in the world made you think that was an okay thing to say, you jerk?
You should.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
All right.
I don't remember what it was, but he.
I can't hear you. Could you talk a little bit louder?
Oh, hi.
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Is this thing on? I'm
the
lit
kids
on.
at Disney World. They like knock all into you and they won't get out of the way. So I decided that I wasn't going to move for the kids at Disney World. And after that, I just started pummeling into everyone that I saw.
Where did that come from? I think I blinked and then
You know
suddenly
what
we're
else
at
is
Disney World.
bad? Airlines. I hate flying.
Why do they call them airlines? There's no line in the air. So
Because you got to stand in line at the airport
Okay.
and at the
Oh, my
airline and at
gosh.
the terminal and to get on the plane.
How was Disney? How'd that work out?
It was fun. We had a good time.
Apparently, the
Aerosmith
children-
roller coaster is fun.
The children annoyed you?
Yeah.
Did you send any children home crying?
I really wanted to, Obadiah. I really wanted to strike them.
Did you ever think that maybe Disney World was primarily a children's attraction?
No, I mean,
shouldn't
I can
be.
get
It
with
doesn't
that,
make any
them
sense.
having a good time, but there were so many screaming kids. It's like, man, you're at Disney World. Be quiet. Shut your shame tail up. And they're like, I just wanted to tap the parents on the shoulder and be like, beat this kid. Take your belt off and make them be quiet. Say, you're at Disneyland. Have a good time.
What is it? Teach them a lesson?
Teach them a lesson in
just trying to
front
get
of
them dumb.
everybody.
Well, I don't want to get news, though, that you guys made your way to Disneyland's jail. So
Do they have one?
Oh, yeah, they do. They'll hold you there.
That could have been fun.
Actually, I went to Disney World a couple of years ago, and there was this lady throwing this huge fit and everything, and you slowly but surely started seeing these people that looked like normal people starting to close in. They were all plainclothes Disney people. And then I started seeing them, like, putting
They're talking into their head.
It was like,
Secret Service.
yeah, dude, they were totally coming in.
It would have been.
The woman just collapsed suddenly without anyone touching her, and
Well,
then they
she was
dragged her
taken
away.
away, and you never saw her again.
It would have been much cooler had they been in costume, though.
Yeah.
Costume.
The Mickey.
Yep,
the
costume.
Mickey, they throw their head off, and they come running at you.
There was a G-Man that said that.
Gone!
They had that jail in Itchy and Scratchy Land too.
That hurt my ear.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Wait, Itchy and Scratchy, that's
That's
not
the
Disney.
Simpsons.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't say it was Obadiah. said at Itchy and Scratchy Land, which isn't even real. If you would pay attention, how did you get on the radio?
By yelling real loud.
Well, if you want to know
You
the
look better on TV.
You sound better in person. Far more intelligent, to be sure. So where were we? Showbread.
So now wait, is there
Accidents.
any business that we have to talk about, or you guys good? Because I feel like we don't always get any of that in.
Yeah,
Who cares, man? Who cares
we're
about that
also-
stuff?
we're
We wanna
also
talk about
going
how
to
bad
Germany
kids are.
with children.
Are you guys going to go to Germany
We're
too?
going with children.
Nice.
Have you guys been to Germany before?
Hey, the name of the
never
city
been.
is Dusseldorf.
Sounds exciting to the man. G-Man.
So
and
wait,
stuff, man. That ain't America.
See, we started with the business, and then it went from there. All right. So,
Hey, y'all's microphone's real loose on this thing.
well, stop
y'all's is
moving
microphone.
it.
Yeah, maybe if you'd
Hey.
stop touching it like that.
Hey,
When it
listen,
falls
radio
off, you're in
listeners.
trouble.
Garrett calls his mom Mama and his dad Daddy. It's even in his phone like
Hey, that's
that.
not funny. It's true.
All right, well,
He's a grown
okay.
I love my mama. My dad,
Anything
though.
to add?
I think that was it. All
Okay.
right.
All right. Is Project 86 here?
They're
Yes, they are. Hello, Radio World. This is Andrew.
All right. Well, I'll let him take care of you. How's it going?
Today's traffic is backed up.
That's Showbread. And, Project 86
I got
is coming
nothing.
up.
all right, thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Nikki and Obadiah.
It was very coherent. I learned a lot.
What's coherent?
Exactly. It's the riot.
The faster you give, the faster we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming, which means less of the riot talking. It's a win-win situation. Donate now during Radio U's fall fundraiser. 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the riot, 8772 Radio U. Taking a look at what Nikki is looking at. We're looking at a potential iPhone case for her. And you know what? Okay.
Don't mention the pro.
No. Let's talk about it, because this is what I started wondering is Ann, who does the IRS, have you ever seen her phone?
Yeah, she has, it's got,
Bling.
It's
That's what
glittery.
it has.
Yeah.
It's bling. Like it's so funny because Ann to me is not like bling. And not on the phone, like it just, I don't know what it was. It was like, wait a minute, really? She pulls out this phone and like it's one of those things where like if it was on the floor of the ocean and you had to dive 3 miles down, you could spot it with no trouble
it would be
at all.
sparkling.
It would just be like,
I always like it. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's really something. So, Nikki, was it her? Is that what sent you down this road? Did you
No,
feel
I
like
like,
your phone needed a little more glitter?
No, I was trying to find a new case, and I like Swarovski a lot. So basically, you had me at that.
Yeah, Swarovski, which I have a really hard time pronouncing.
You're not quite there, but you're
Swarovski?
close. Yes.
Swarovski? It's hard to say. I'm so unsophisticated. And so there you have this phone case for the iPhone that's called the Wildcat. And it's got leopard print or a black and white print that I think looks like snakeskin.
And see, that
honestly.
kind of soured me on it, just to let you know.
When I said
I was
it-
thinking more like a snow leopard. You know, like my operating system for my Mac.
It's the beads.
Yeah,
The
because they're
beads,
larger. Yeah.
Like, excuse me, they're not beads. They're
The crystals.
They look like beads to me, though, down at Swirsky. So
Stop saying that word.
they look like beads. And, dude, it's $300. Now, Nikki wants it, but she refuses to pay $300.
I'm not paying for that.
Right.
No.
Because, that's what her iPhone cost. All right, it was $400, but it doesn't matter. Listen, here's what I want to know is, to you, at $300, that's too much. But at what point
Was
would
it okay?
this become an acceptable purchase for you?
No, the main reason I won't buy it is that comes from a company where I bought 2 other phone cases for.
Yeah.
And I love the case, but each of them has had their own issue to where there's been it comes from Singapore. It takes forever to get to me.
Okay.
So I don't feel comfortable enough spending $300 on a company I've already had not 100% satisfaction from.
No, are you talking about the website or Swarovski?
The website. It's not a Swarovski.
Swarovski.
It's not one of their official phones. It's a company.
That sounds like somebody that would name Bob Swarovski. That's what it sounds like to me, dude. Yeah, he's changed his name to like Leon or something like to sound awesome, but his real name is Bob. All right,
yeah.
Bob Swarovski.
So that's the main reason why I won't. Because what if I spend $300 on it, I get it back, and it's a piece of crap?
No, but wait a minute. You've gone to the Swarovski store.
Yeah, they don't have one, like an official one.
Oh, so then what is this?
They use the beads, and you can buy the crystals anywhere. I can buy the crystals myself and glue them on.
Make your own.
Yeah, I'm not really.
All right. Well, all that aside, what do you think? Like, how much is too much for a case for your phone?
Oh, I'd pay $150 for that.
Really?
Yeah, for that one.
Okay.
If it came out the way it looks like it would.
Okay.
That whole website is a mirage. All the cases look so nice.
That good.
They look so great, but then I'm just afraid they'd have issues.
Yeah. See, I don't have a case for mine. I've got the NV2. I know.
My case, looks nice and sparkly.
Yeah, it's good.
But if you look at it, the sparkles are not level across. They go down kind of slightly. Like it's slightly off.
I can't tell that, just so you know. Like, I can't. Like, I have never looked at your iPhone case and been like, it looks like those are kind of not level.
No,
they're going down to the side there.
They're not. They're off a little bit. And see how it frays on the end?
No, I can't.
Fine, I'm bringing it over later.
Listen, I'm just telling you, it's almost completely dark in here. You're holding up this shiny case. I can't tell that it's fraying.
Well, it bothers me.
Okay.
So I would be afraid to put in a lot of money like that.
Oh, I don't. You know what? Okay. I can see. But that case came from this website.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my other one, which was a red one, it came to me red. It is now a dark burgundy because the first layer kind of rubbed off on it.
Right.
And so then now it's like a muted.
Well, you know what you need to do?
Red.
You need to not buy from a website. You need to find a local retailer and then just be like, okay, listen, what's your guarantee on this?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
And I'm going to hold you to it.
I need to just go to Singapore and just find their store.
It would be easy to throw stones at Nikki for saying that she'd pay $150 for a case like that. But think about this. You got to change your mentality. How many times do you spend money on something you never, ever use versus spending money on something that you'd use every day?
Constantly.
Yeah.
That would be an extension of me because, my phone's always at my ear or in my hand. So it's almost like instead of maybe buying a ring, I am buying, that's the jewelry that I want.
Yeah, Nikki wants jewelry. And
my phone wants a jewelry.
Listen, man.
My iPhone wants a necklace, man.
Yeah, you know what? That's the one thing about my phone. It's not getting a case.
His envy, for all that your phone's called, like envy, I don't ever get you guys that are very envious.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Don't say anything to it. It's sensitive.
So far, the Riot are the only ones we can convince to come in as early as they do. No Riot plus no money equals no RadioU. Support the Riot. Fall fundraiser 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the Riot on RadioU. Boy, you want to talk about one of the strangest stories I've ever heard. We have here the story of a man who stabbed himself so he wouldn't have to go to work that night. And I'll have to admit, there have been mornings I've been in the kitchen. You look at the knife and you're like, you know what?
It's an option. It's an option.
I'm all about exploring options, but in the middle of exploring, sometimes we have to look at them and go, okay, this is an option, but perhaps it's not the option that we should choose. Here's what happened. This is in Denver. You got a 27-year-old guy, and I just want to tell you that he's 27 because I want you to get some perspective on how old he was going through the decision-making process. Because by this point, I would like to think that the knife was no longer an option. His name's Aaron. Aaron works at Blockbuster. We can all understand why you wouldn't want to go into Blockbuster that day. But you know what?
It's not that bad. I mean,
let's talk about movies.
You're there. I don't see it being a very...
It actually doesn't have to do with him not wanting to be there. Yeah. Here's what happened. He was skateboarding in the Target parking lot before work.
How old is he?
He's 27.
Okay, keep going.
You can still skateboard at 27, but skateboarding in the Target parking lot before work sounds...
But let's just keep hearing before we...
It sounds a little younger than 27, to be honest, okay? But okay, whatever. So
a little bit like a slacker.
Yeah. So he fell down and ripped his pants, and he didn't want to go into work and get written up. and then potentially lose his job at Blockbuster. And so, still in the parking lot, he stabbed himself in the leg a couple of times, then went into work all bloody and said that he was attacked by 3 Hispanic males in the parking lot. They called the police. He got the treatment. He filed a police report. The police went over to Target to check the surveillance video, and all they saw was him skateboarding and falling down, and then eventually stabbing himself.
I like how he went so far as to commit to actually doing a police report.
He went all the way, dude.
Yes, he did.
And then finally he told the police, listen, I know the video. I know there weren't anybody. I was just doing that because I didn't want to lose my job, all right? They were like, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and arrest you for filing a false report and obstructing justice. So that's fine. You can just think it over tonight. And you know what? You won't need to worry about your job because we have food here and a place to stay. So
and I don't really think Blockbuster's going to be interested in you after that.
You know what? I'll bet you he'll just be like, Aaron, you're so stupid. I swear. Now, go put these new releases back.
To be his manager.
Yeah. No. Oh, gosh. That's a great conversation. So let me see if I got this right. You stabbed yourself instead of going home and changing your pants? Okay. All right.
If you combine the first initials of Nikki, Obadiah, and Michael, you get Nom. Coincidence? We think nom. Let's get some chicken wings in here and get those donations going. Radio U Fall Fundraiser. 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 877-2-RADIO-U. Nikki and I have been pretty upfront about the fact that Christmas time is coming and that we are hugely excited about it.
I'm not going to say, but maybe someone that you know watched a certain movie last night and really actually wanted to start decorating, but waited.
What did you watch?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, Nikki. It's too early.
I know. But it was so wonderful. It was just perfect.
I'll tell you that I was doing some things online last night, and I started listening to some Christmas music, and I shut it down. I was like, I have to stop. It has to stop now. It's not time. I must wait.
At least wait till Thanksgiving.
2 more weeks, and then we can get this thing started. I'm reading here a little something that has come from the Pediatrics at University Community Hospital in Tampa Bay, Florida. And here's what they're saying, all right? They've come, I love this, they have come to kill Christmas before Christmas has even come out to play yet. They're saying that you should not take children to see Santa Claus because the swine flu wants them. All those kids climbing up on Santa's lap,
germs,
sneezing,
which
running
is very
their hands
sad
on him.
if you have to be an elf this year.
Bringing their disease, little boys and girls wearing their face masks, wanting to talk to Santa. Pretty soon you're just like, just end it now. Santa's dead. You killed him. He's got the pig flu. He's got it. So their recommendation is that perhaps visiting Santa this year is not in the best interest of all the boys and girls.
You can't even just wear a mask. They're just saying don't go.
They're just saying it's better off if you say. Oh, look at his beard, his hair, his clothing, and his Santa suit can all harbor a virus.
I was going to say,
and other organisms.
Dude, that thing had viruses anyways, because that doesn't need a swine flu to know that thing's contaminated and gross.
Santa was growing a culture, right? You know, there on his suit, and
moldy.
You know, it's been a while since we washed it, but he's Kris Kringle.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be clean. Besides, kids aren't turned off by bad smells. Just climb on up on Santa's lap here, buddy. Let me know what it is you want for Christmas. Oh, a bath for Santa. Oh. Yeah, well, that's the recommendation. Stay home. So that's really nice. You know what, though? It maybe not all bad, because I remember, dude, this was like the best. When I was a kid, my mom would tell me, obviously it was, you know, she'd been Christmas shopping, but she would say, I went to the mall today and talked to Santa for a while.
So you always thought that Santa lived at the mall?
No. The way I had it figured out was this, is that obviously there was Santa Prime, you know, the main Santa. But then, of course, Santa had agents at various malls throughout the United States. And so my mom would go and discuss with Santa's agents some of the things that I wanted and all this kind of stuff. And they would work it out, because my mom would buy some of the things, and then there'd be things that Santa would bring. And so my mom didn't want to get the same things that Santa got and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so she would say, I went to see Santa today. And it was like, yes, they're working it out.
Aww.
Yeah, so apparently my mom won't be going to see Santa this year unless she wants to get the pig flu. Thanks a lot, Florida Community Hospital, whatever. And thanks to the pig flu for ruining. It's like, dude, it's ruining everything for everybody.
I have a friend who found out that they have it.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, like, it was so intense, but they had gotten the shot for it.
Oh.
And so when she went to the doctor, they're like, yeah, you just don't have it as bad. But that was not what she was wanting to hear.
You'll find Obi and Nikki on their best behavior during the fundraiser, and it has nothing to do with money. It's because Michael's in the room. The fall fundraiser on Radio U. 877-2-RADIO-U. RadioU.com.
It is the Riots, 877-2-RADIO-U. So, Nikki and I have been experiencing something that I don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it doesn't happen every morning either. There are lots of mornings where Nikki and I do not experience this phenomenon, but today we experienced it early on in the show, and since then it's been a little difficult in between talking moments. You call them songs. We have experienced what you would refer to, or we refer to as the end of the internet. We got to the end. We have a lot of different websites, a host of different websites that we check. And then what happens is we get to the end and we've checked everything. And here's the thing you have to know, too, is that, like, well, I got 3 different gaming blogs I like to check. Have you noticed that it's all the same stuff? Like, you get all these different places, they're all talking about the exact same thing, and after a while, you're just like, okay.
Well, it's hard because anything gaming, what's it about?
What do I do?
It's about Call of Duty. News-wise, I mean, they'll pick a couple stories, and then that's kind of all everybody harps about. So it's been one of those weeks.
It has been. Very slow news week. Not a lot going on. And so even
let's
for
hope
stuff,
for some good stuff this weekend, people. Come on.
Right. Well, you know what? Maybe there'll be a story where it's like, you know what? Untold numbers of people were nice to each other in shopping malls all across the world this weekend. Maybe. I don't know. But I will tell you that Nikki and I hit the end early. And it's funny. What that results in is Nikki and I do a lot of off-air sharing. So I'm good. What have you been doing?
Say that.
And so
How are you feeling?
We start talking a lot, not just about feelings, but about past occurrences, events. Like we were talking about birthdays, and we were talking about Christmas. Lots of gifts, apparently. That's still floating around a lot.
I can't believe you said that.
Well, I'm just saying that's what happens. We start talking, about where we've been and where we're at and where we're going as people, as individuals, and as a show. And that's what happens when you hit the end of the internet. So
is it a bad thing then? Because maybe it's good for us to talk every once in a while like that.
You're saying sometimes the end of the internet is actually beneficial to the show?
Maybe it's a positive thing every once in a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be every day.
Not at all.
I mean, my share quotient's all shared up.
Well, thankfully, here, I'll turn this around nicely.
Thank you.
Riot.radiou.com. It's definitely a place this weekend you can kill some time at. Join us at our Facebook page. Sign up for our podcast. You can receive those sent to you. You can join Riot Control, that podcast as well. Just kill some time while you're there. If you missed some of the bands we've had in recently, all the interviews are archived for you there.
There is a lot there. Unfortunately for Nikki and I, we participated in all of that.
We've experienced it already, but it is new to you.
It's not that new to us. But you, on the other hand, my friend, you're not going to hit the end of your internet for a very long time.
You've got plenty of stuff to keep you busy.
Don't you worry. I'm hungry. That's the other thing we talk about. What should we eat? Let's eat. Me too. I'm hungry. It's the Riot.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.